Like seriously, to sit around and watch how society pushed this narrative about black fathers being absent fathers as the reason our children are wilding, and seeing how SM1 and the entire system wanted me to accept my son choosing this path where he wasn't being held accountable for his behavior, revealed to me that the judicial process is just a tool to get a spiritual CEO to sell his soul. For it is written,
"Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again. As long as thou livest and have breath in thee, give not thyself over to any. For better is it that thy child should seek to thee, than thou that shouldest stand in their courtesy." Ecclesiastes chapter 33, 19 through 21.
Sure, Tank could have manipulated SM1, and she was just as victim of a truly smart kid. But that's just that. She sat there in court for all these years fighting for custody just because her ego wouldn't be able to handle what the world may have said. Our son was sitting up there getting in trouble for planning to delete his own peers, and the judge is hearing her claim that, oh, I can't do anything, I can't make the kids do anything. And I was just supposed to sit there and be like, well, let me work with her, you know, like she can't get them to do anything. So if they say they don't want to do anything, I gotta sit there and give them the power to make the decision on if I'm gonna be a father today or not. Hey, you know what? I removed myself from that situation.
Oh no!
So, but he hasn't had visits over at Dad since May 4th, then? Yeah. So he's just telling you he doesn't want to go, or?
Very resistant of going.
Oh no!
Alienation is one of the things that's very real.
Yep.
You know, and for those of you that don't know what alienation is, it's basically when one parent makes an attempt to cut the affections, love, the relationship with that other parent. And alienation.
It causes depression. It's a whole lot of kids up, homie, because they got a mama like that.
Oh no!
The preferred form of communication for SM1 wasn't to pass the information directly to me, but through the kids. Even though the judicial system sit here and tell you, oh, this isn't allowed, you shouldn't be communicating through the kids, she would constantly sit there and do it. I had the Talking Parent app and everything where you seeing a grown woman not responding for 3 to 4 days when asked a question or something like that.
Oh no!
But unfortunately, sir, you guys aren't co-parenting. You're not able to cooperate into co-parent.
You even saw the Talking Parent. Like if you can read the Talking Parent, like I made sure that I was talking to her in a professional, direct.
Oh, I'm not saying that you're not. You were very professional.
But why are we allowing this person, like if she's carrying on like a child, like she is, because I know you see that.
I see that we need to make some type of change. We need to shift custody to a primary caregiver this time to see if we can get the behavior issues under control.
I understand that, hey, this propaganda in the society by having these women claiming that they are victors after being willing to stand up to the big bag meanie, and put it on top of that I'm like this big black guy who was, quote unquote, how they may put it, terrorizing his children.
Our position, these children are in a constant state of concern. And things are happening that we don't know about in full detail, not only because we're only getting snippets when a major event happens, but they're too afraid to discuss them with anybody. The therapist says that they try to discuss, there's reluctancy, but they believe if they continue to engage that it can open up and they think treatment is appropriate, right? This isn't a kid who at 14 going on, or 15, turning 15, feels confident enough to say what's happening other than his base desire, right? So it puts us in a position of...
Come on.
You don't want to stop? Why not?
Because it's only 12 minutes.
You can stop now if you want to. You don't want to stop?
No.
Okay, that's what's up, big guy. Keep it up. No excuses.
Jeff Bach, get up, park your bike, and let us know what you doing. You got something for sale.
You look kind of thirsty, that's why I stopped.
Don't be ashamed to tell them, look, it ain't begging. Don't be ashamed to tell them, and I take donations.
Yes, indeed.
Radioactive. Radioactive. Radioactive.
So you're going to deprive your child. You're going to deprive your child of access to his father, as well as strip the black man of his rights as a father to be in his child's life. For what? What's she doing all this for? Cause she hurt? Cause she feel like she been misused and abused? Or it's a bunch of children, homie, that's being raised in those same conditions.
This is America.
I understood that if this is how you want the father, this is what they considered being a father was, then hey, clearly, we're looking at two different books. If it works for you, it works for you. It didn't work for me. After seeing how she wanted to die on that hill, I realized that that was the Most High allowing that situation to happen to see if I would choose him.
This is affecting the welfare of the child, and that would be in their best interest to at least consider a modification of custody, based upon the fact that neither boy is wishing to be over at dad's house at this point in time, and both at least in therapy and up and running in therapy. So based upon that, and dad is saying a lot of things. He's saying he has a lot of evidence. The court wants to consider that evidence. Any evidence mom has, obviously we want to consider that as well. So during the course of these proceedings, since you guys got divorced, have you ever had an attorney? No. Have you thought about trying to get an attorney?
At this point, I believe that it would be best that we stop with the therapy, because my son...
Yeah, so we're not stopping with therapy.
Well, no, you can put forth, but I don't see the benefit of going when the same thing happened in 2022, where they gave her 10 months to get all this accomplished, and the only thing that came back was what we're hearing here.
So I really don't know what you're saying, sir, but...
I was hoping that it would just, something happen and I would just be able to just move away in the clear. But what I saw was, oh, let's push it for another court hearing, give her 10 more months of having primary custody. I was like, man, no, like, I'm not gonna continue in this. And it was no end in sight. It was just like, oh, let's keep stretching it out. And when I saw that, I was just like, oh no, just give her what she wants.
I have another hearing I have to do, and so what is it that you're saying?
I believe that you should give her the primary custody.
Which I just did.
Yes.
And we can go from there.
And we can go from there. I'm not here to continue playing this game. And that's when I understood what that choice that the Most High give us meant. It's like Lot and his choice to leave Sodom and Gomorrah.
Well, if the place blows up and I'm still alive, then I guess, I have to leave.
No, it's, hey, this is what's going on. It's presented to you, what's about to happen, and you make that choice. Or you want to continue going forward in this choice, or you're going to just walk away.
I actually believe that you can go on, secure yourself an attorney, and march on down to the family court system, and that magically the court system that has never ever given men the benefit of the doubt will give you the benefit of the doubt. Don't believe me? Then why are there so many cases of men actually saying that their kids are held from them? Do you believe that every man is making this up? No matter if a man is rich or poor, I've heard it in my personal life and I hear it in the entertainment world. Jesse Williams is just another case where he decided that he did not want his woman anymore, and since they broke up, she has now decided to withhold the child from him. Now, it doesn't make a difference what the financial situation is, because if this man was not paying child support, he would be down there on the Tyrese route. But he is, and he's taking care of his obligations, but she still refuses to let him see his child. So now he has no other choice but to go down to the court system, throw himself at the mercy of folks who don't want to work in his favor, and plead for 50-50 custody. What are the chances of this actually coming to pass? Well, if she fights it, very little, slim to none. A snowball's chance in hell. But this is the system we have. And you know what? It always comes down to this. Women will never change this system because it works for them. But if a system did not work for them, oh, they would be up in arms. Isn't it hilarious how we can all say we're equal and we want equal rights, but it really seems like they don't want the equal responsibility. And I know a lot of ladies are going to be triggered for this. I don't care. I've seen it in real life, had personal experiences from family members, know that they were trying to do the right thing, but these evil harlotans in the sinister sisterhood will always show up and say, no, if he doesn't want you, he doesn't get his child. And this is a textbook definition of alienation.
The judge trying to act like she was looking out for me when I was sitting there was clear gaslighting. And I asked the question, hey, what are we doing here? Like, why are we changing up the child arrangement? This isn't what we're here for.
Right now, so we're going to have him in therapy again.
We're here for the fact that she's withholding our son.
Okay, so your son's going to be in therapy. So that's the first step. So we want to find out what's going on with him. The second step is we're going to have him in for a child interview because I want to hear from his perspective what's going on, what his thoughts are about you, what his thoughts are about mom. Does he want to be with you? Does he want to be with mom? What does he want? Because at his age, he does have teenage discretion, so we need to honor him and respect him, and we need to listen to him, and you need to stop talking while I'm talking.
This is America.
If I would have just sat there hoping that they hear me out, it was just me wasting my time, man. This is the lesson I hope that you gotta see. You gotta make the trust. You gotta make the trust. There was no need for me to continue questioning. I heard my son say he didn't want to come around me. I'm okay with that. But I'm looking at the court as, Your Honor, you're in a position where you should see that you want to put him in therapy, which the last judge number one, tried to do. And the entire time SM1 was saying, I can't force him to go. That was years of having to sit up there and see her get away.
They talking strange, man. Stop playing with the law. Put her faith up in the king, man. If she cross, understand. Gotta stay out your feelings. Law to no man. You best be quick to bring out scissors. They say be sweet. That's 18. Thoughts and leave. Question why you need to up your week. Too old to play the game's attention when you speak. Crush your goals. Now big price they pay for therapy. These folks be wildin' by yourself. You are an island. Best protect yourself. Give them glory. Leave these demons skyline. Talk about a spiritual. We fighting spirit and principality. Aware and tuned in. Your folks be now. You're on 1,000. These folks be wildin' by yourself. You are an island. Must protect yourself. Look at this wall, there's no surprising. Scouting, spiritual boss will flip you about it. Let them close, must make sure they are keeping it 1,000. They folks be wildin' by yourself, you are an island. Must protect yourself, look at this wall, there's no surprising. Scouting, spiritual boss will flip you about it. Let them close, must make sure they are keeping it 1,000. She say you don't care, yet you so aware. Your mama say she worried, she keep you in her prayers. Something don't add up, the only thing that matter. Withdrawn, you miss the chatter, still don't need her around ya. Attract the chaos, she try to mess up your peace. Get what she can, then she get out and blow the piece. Sign, pay no mind. Your value, she's a 9. Yeah, she fine, but she won't find another like you. You not dying, you not heal no one is fine. She out here lying, throwing a fit with no she's fine. Talking about, babe, I'm just checking in. She dream you die, she brighter than you a kid. Love bum, hope you forget the game she played, is sick. Can't stand ya, she wish she didn't exist. It's crazy how they act, next time move with patience. You control your spirit, you control your thoughts, you control their lanes, then you will set them off. You playing cool, it's obviously you move with purpose, not your best, you still feet up around the pool. These folks be wildin', man, these folks be wildin'. Stressing over the bills, time to can't save them thousands. You ballin' silence, being praised by your accountant. It's so feel good to know you can do more than just browsing.
Nugget, you gonna be right.
People be wildin' by yourself, you are an island. Must protect yourself, look at this world, it's no surprising. Scouting, spiritual boss up if you're a fighter, let them close, must be choked, they are keeping it 1,000. People be wildin' by yourself, you are an island. Must protect yourself, look at this world, it's no surprising. Scouting, spiritual boss up if you're a fighter, let them close, must be choked, they are keeping it 1,000. Yo, understand we raising men, a simp ain't your friend. They mad you stating truth, okay, let them go pretend. Ability to understand, think that they can comprehend, not worry about fitting in, they gonna claim you, AV men. They wildin' but you wilder, they ghost you on power. Empowered to be their best, but they rather sit be sour. The man at any hour, these folks wish you was their king. Pure like chicken, ignore their past, the point your stories, no machine. Why I gotta be mean, hurting folks in their
This
feelings.
isn't a kid who at 14 going on, or 15, turning 15, feels confident enough to say what's happening other than his base desire, right? So this isn't a kid who at 14 going on, or 15, turning 15, feels confident enough to say what's happening other than his base desire.
Oh! Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
See, so the black man is robbed of his legacy through the baby mama. So when I came home, every I saw and knew was not co-parenting responsibly with a black woman. She wouldn't allow him to. She had full control over the kids.
I trained my sons to be men. And when they were around me, it was no issue other than the simple stuff that kids do. And I would sit there and correct them, but it was more, let's take time to get this understanding. And I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem as if, oh, everything I did was right. No, it was time where I would lose my temper and all that stuff. But yet, that's normal. It was to the point where they were trying to make it seem as if, oh, well, you're not perfect. You raised your voice today. And I was like, all right, well, cool, no problem. You want to take on the responsibility of being a father? I don't have to sit up here and worry about falling in the narrative, because I see that this is what you guys want. And unfortunately for my son, who don't understand the choices that he's making, he's gonna have to deal with these consequences, which, truth be told, I give them props because they attempted to get them to go to therapy so they can speak negatively about their father. And I'm very proud that he refused to go. Our youngest son together, she got him to go, but he's so, hey, if I get to play with toys, hey, why not? After the multiple CPS visits, I started telling my son that it was okay to talk about what's going on, because I did have one guy from CPS, and he actually praised me, because he was like, man, the amount of homes that he go into, it's sad, because he sees kids are sleeping on blanket on the floor. He actually got to see a situation where he knows that there's some out here that's trying. He told me, he was like, your son wouldn't even say a word about you. Because I knew I wasn't doing anything crazy, I relieved him from that. I was like, nah, man, if someone asks you, it's cool, talk about it. Like, because I know that, like, yo, I'm not out here having you do anything illegal. So, no, you can talk about it. I don't want to stress you out because you got an individual here needing to be praised by people who care less for, dependent on others for validation. It's not right that you played on that, but if she allows it, I can't even be mad at you. To continue hearing how my sons were being affected by a divorce that happened 7 years ago. 2017 was the divorce finalized, and it was 2024 when I finally gave up. And to continue hearing that, where when I know, like, oh man, I got a child with another person, which unfortunately didn't work out too good, but continue hearing that was just something that I just wanted to continue punishing my sons for, because it's like you claiming that they got trauma, and I'm like sitting up here and we're smiling at how we can, when we strategizing on how to do whatever. Like I'm seeing that, and I'm hearing this, and I'm like, yo, this judge is just not listening. So when I saw the psychological trauma at the level that they may be putting POWs through, being placed and inflicted on boys that's 13 years or younger, I was like, man, I can't continue. I can't continue doing this. This is not getting anywhere. Now, accepting that the court would rather that I watch my sons destroy their lives and sit there and co-sign, because that's what that was. Like, oh, continue doing this. Let's give mom custody again. After you done saw that it didn't work out, let's give it to her again. We can see. I'm like, nah, man, we're good. And after seeing that that's what the courts wanted, hopefully y'all don't have to waste your time and money, because I know it's gonna be some guys out there, man, maybe it's because you didn't get a lawyer. Come on, man. If you saw my judicial violation video about the lawyer, you see how the lawyers were paid to lie. You will see how everything was drawn out and made easy for the judge to make a decision, and they were intentional on misunderstanding. Understand that. Some might not understand it, and if you don't understand it, man, I hope you find that person that's going to help you out. But I'm not here to sell you a dream, because I see now that that's what that was. Before, I would have sold you that dream like, oh man, you just got to give it the 1-2. Nah, like, as a spiritual CEO, you got to make decisions. Like, the enemy is going to make sure they're not easy for you if you're dealing with emotions. When you see it, you got to make sure that you do what good CEO is going to do, what's best for the business. If he's being told that he'll be protected if he lies, who am I to be mad at him? He's a child. Even though training to be a machine, and if anybody knows about boxing and understand boxing, they understand that you don't play boxing. I made sure that I wasn't putting my son in there to get hurt. I took the training seriously, and Tank was so confident. We were looking forward to stepping in that square circle and, being willing to put his life on the line. I showed him the seriousness of what he was doing. I just figured that I could control him. Seeing how dangerous he started becoming, I made sure that I emphasized that this was only to be done to other trained fighters that are signing up to try to take on his ability. After finding out that SM1 was withholding information and him getting into fights at school, seeing her champion it, I saw that, they were sending videos of him fighting in the school bathroom and all that stuff. And I was just like, man, what is she doing? Like, that's one thing that I'm thankful for. Like, she put them paws on me if I got out of line. Like, I came home with a C. Like, it was bad. And I'm thankful for it because, it was bad, but I'm thankful because in a way it was just like, it forced me to adapt and make sure that when I have my sons that I hold them, because I see how it benefited me to being pushed to that standard. But I also understood, okay, let me make sure that I explain this to my son. So when I saw that she was champion, it just shocked me. Similar to Neyman in The Wire, if y'all remember that show, The Wire.
80, 100, 10, 20, 420. Where's the rest?
I'm on a hard strip. Stricken in Lafayette.
What are you doing there?
I gotta build it up.
Nah, you ain't got to build up. Your father built them corners and they owe you. 'Cause they owe him. Bodie got a real short memory when it comes to giving props.
Mom.
I'm going to straighten this out right now.
Ma, let me build.
I got this. A lot of it was fabricated from the school. Even reading the report that they wrote up, I'm like, you said it like he did it. Like something, it was a bit much to read and a bit hard to read when I got it from the school. And then also to see how my son was just like, I wasn't gonna shoot up the school.
Oh no! Oh no!
Do something!
This is America.
One has to only hope that the Most High covered the child and he is able to escape like Neyman. And when doing this, you need to make sure you focus on hoping that the child doesn't fall victim to that programming or the deeds of acting like that, and is able to come out of the mindset where, you know, he delights in the act of being a degenerate. For it is written,
A foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to her that bears him. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 25.
This is where I advise the spiritual CEOs and the spiritual CEOs to be, to understand the decision one is making to go into the business with a woman who isn't following your lead. There's plenty of scriptures, and as you stay tuned, I will go over it like if the Lord see fit. But there's plenty of scripture that explain this way of understanding how to raise your family. And this video is proof that that chaos is by design, and you will be punished, exhausted until you fall in line with the agenda. Give yourself, if you find yourself in this situation, and do better when making decisions to join in union with that woman that you put in that position of your life. That being said, this brings me to the next point. How can we all find peace when it is all said and done? To have to fight for a child who was allowed to make the choice to go their own way, and realizing that every entity put in place to not allow an unhealed parent who admitted to not being able to handle the child be able to poison the child's views of the other parent and be in agreement with giving the child this much power, one must recognize that the reality he is dealing with and ensure he isn't blocking them from understanding the consequences of their actions. For it is written,
For the blessing of the father established the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooted out the foundation. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for the father dishonor is no glory unto thee. Son, help thy father in his age, and grieve not as long as he liveth. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 9 through 10, verse 12 through 16.
healing for the spiritual CEO is developing self-respect. Yeah, this scripture that I just quoted stated that it was giving advice to the son, but as a spiritual CEO, if you're able to hear this, I'm telling you, you must understand your value. They wanted to say that I was a narcissistic father. I understand that building a child with all the skills to pay the bill would be the best gift one can give a son. And if anyone thinks differently and the child agrees with them, my job as a father was done at that point. I respect myself enough to where I'm not going to force anyone to be around me. If that is what a narc is like, then I will go boldly before the Most High and stand on this. This is one of the key lessons that I learned from the prodigal son. The wayward child made the choice to go and blow his inheritance doing whatever. The father didn't go searching for his son because he would have been battling a need that the son was drawn to, which more than likely were all the things that a just man shouldn't place himself around. Clearly, he returned to the father. He saw like, hey man, this way of living is for the birds. Let me go. Matter of fact, it's for the pigs. Like I'm in slop and all that stuff. Let me go and return home to where my father is. Now, the father, he allowed the son to return when he was ready. And I believe that is another essential part of building the foundation, allowing them to realize that life isn't all peaches and cream. Take note of this lesson and act accordingly. The reason why this is the example that I follow is because society has made it to where one questions if they are doing what's right, and a CEO may become indecisive, choosing to set that solid foundation.
I do have a question.
Sure.
The report had mentioned that they wanted dad to engage in therapy and then joint sessions with
Yep.
the children. Is that an order or suggestion?
Sir, will you do that? Will you? So it's kind of pointless for me to order if he's not going to do it.
Fair enough.
So that was my concern. If he's not, that may be the road to being able to get past whatever it is that's going on with the boys. If you just sit down with a neutral third party and you
engage in therapy with them, but you're not
willing to do that.
Your Honor, I see that my sons are not wanting to come here, and if she's allowed to not follow the court order by saying that they don't want to come here when she's the adult, I don't see what anything that you put forth would do. So I don't want to put my sons through the trauma that they're being placed to have.
The trauma of therapy?
No, to have to choose between their father and their mother.
Unfortunately, but thankfully, my son, he was committing such wickedness that made it clear and allowed me to know for certain that if I would excuse that behavior, my morals was undoubtedly compromised.
Do something! Do something, Rap!
Accepting that Tank and the other views of me not accepting this behavior was the reason that they thought that I should go to therapy. Allowed me to know that they are not what I consider wish fulfillment for bringing the Most High glory, and neither was I for them. That made it easy for me to accept not being around my sons. I was blessed with the wisdom to see what was coming from a life that they were choosing to live was not something that I wanted to be a part of, and I'm not trying to be on a roller coaster of emotions hoping that the child would eventually get it right, especially when I'm being shown that he's being rewarded for doing the opposite of what I'm advising him to do. I could be wrong, but I don't need the validation. If you go and he strike it rich, hey, if it's all worth it for you, I'm okay with you living that way. I know I'm not going to be a part of it, and I have enough respect for myself to know that I'm going to keep my dignity intact, remove myself from that situation. I saw videos of a father trying to pull his daughter off the corner from 304.
Act to try to get her off these streets.
Oh no!
Going to Greenlands, then got a different vehicle, texting her from a text app.
Oh no!
Oh man, I don't really know what to do. I'm desperate. I want my baby girl off these streets. So hopefully, you know, I think she's texting me now. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I think she's about to pull up. So.
A few moments later.
I have to provide a roof over here. We have nowhere to stay.
Oh no!
I'm trapping out a hotel room.
What would it take for me to get you off these
streets? Oh no!
That's my business. That's what you can do.
Why are you doing?
Seen articles of fathers that was getting taken out because the child believed that, oh, they're too abusive, so he had to stand up for himself.
Meanwhile, his son was arrested and taken to Collin County Juvenile Detention Center. Still, how the child got the gun and what led him to allegedly shoot his dad is still unclear.
There's no danger to the public. This is a family issue. Don't know the motive behind it. Just that this is a father and son issue where the son shot the father.
Oh no!
Although my heart goes out to my son, I'm able to accept that I messed up. I'm screaming it to the world, as one can see in these videos. But as one can also see, I found purpose in helping others following the belief that I follow. Not if you believe anything else, by all means, you know, do what works for you. But if you're following the beliefs I'm following, I hope you can see how the misunderstanding that is a universal norm, and that being seeking society's validation for if you're a good father or not. I see where that got me to where I realized that I might not be doing what the Most High was advising us to do. Like I stated earlier, this allowed me to understand my standard and stand on them. I talked to my son non-stop when I had him, and he understood this. He made a choice that was given to him that I gotta respect, because I raised him to be a tough one. I raised him to be understanding of everything I taught him because, hey, I was right there.
What we doing? Come on, let's focus that. Get that up there. Get your guard up. Come on.
We got a long way to go. But I can still give more.
What you doing?
Stop sitting around waiting for hoes, they go low. Yo, you know I'm not him, not a
How's that getting hit? If you can get down now. That's out there. You out of there. Come on.
Like I stated earlier, I'm glad that he didn't go on record and lie like SM1 and her team and everyone else wanted him to. As a spiritual CEO, you gotta recognize your value. I know that not all our purpose will be the same, but how often do you find someone who go forth and stand on principle? It's invaluable. I gave so much time and advice for the super low, which means that it was free because I felt it was my duty to raise my son. Tank showed playing video games and skipping out on doing what I was advising him was more important for him. Even if he was forced to say what he said, I ensured him that I was covering him. Somehow probably felt that, hey, it will be the same wherever he go. I respect that. I hope he find another to accept his behavior and is willing to assist him in all his dreams wherever he go. He is always welcome back to contact me, but he must know now, and he will know going forth, that my time is no longer discounted just for him being my son. He walked away from that. SM1, she can heal by doing the same, standing on business. The ideal of being a parent is being the child's friend. I believe she thought that it was my duty to join in on that toxic way of parenting. She continued to tell me whenever we have to speak, which isn't often, that I should be reaching out to our oldest son because I'm the parent.
Let's minus that circumstance. Let's talk about you in a relationship, you have a child with a woman and it don't work out and now you like her energy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if a man can do that, who are you as a homeboy?
We need to, as Ms. says, have Ms. work with the school, get some type of behavior order and plan in place, and see what the school can do. When we come back, if no changes have been made and the children are getting worse, then...
And a lot of it was fabricated from the school. Even reading the report that they wrote up, I'm like, you said it like he did it. Like something, it was a bit much to read and a bit hard to read when I got it from the school. And then also to see how my son was just like, I wasn't going to shoot up a school.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now.
I see memes and all that stuff that states this stuff, and I'm just like, no, like, yo, like, you don't know, you don't have the context of what's going on. Now, if as a spiritual CEO, if you made mistakes and you saw you made mistakes, then by all means, reach out. But with all this confusion going on in society, like, hey, we're gonna make mistakes. But if you get to a point where you see that they're asking you to make a choice that's gonna compromise your walk, hey man, stand on business. And as someone, people, mothers like her, stand on business. Don't look for the father after you done force the father to make a choice on if he's gonna bow down to you or walk away. That's basically what it was. It's bow down and listen to me, even though I'm saying that I can't control the child. You need to listen to what I say because I got the child's best interest in mind. If that's your outlook, by all means, to assist in your healing, I'm gonna allow you to understand how foolish it was to give the power of a child's future to the child just because you thought it was going to affect me.
Why she on TikTok telling people all this stuff? Because I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of this same cycle happening year after year after year after year, generation after generation after generation. I am tired. And it's like nobody wants to tell us. They don't warn us. They don't tell us. They want us to figure it out on our own. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing it on my own. I'm tired of having to figure it out on my own. I'm tired of having to wake up every day, feed the kids, clothe the kids. I'm exhausted. I can't even get my mental self together because I have to focus on my kids first. And it's only me. I can't call their dad and ask him, hey, you think you can buy them a pair of shoes because school's going to be starting? I don't have that. And it's overwhelming. Then when I do ask for help, I don't get the help. I get, well, I did it, so you should do it. I did it, so you should do it. So you are still mentally unhealed at 60 plus years old. You want me to go through that same thing because you did it? Yeah. I'm literally just trying not to break.
And I am so grateful that she was able to be that transparent, because I literally just posted something like this last week where we are hiding our vulnerability behind our strength, behind this fake positivity, when in actuality, a lot of us are tired. We're tired of being alone. We're tired of being single. We're tired of disappointments after trying to date somebody, going in with good intentions, them not going in with good intentions because everybody got their dang on guard up. Everyone's looking out for themselves. Nobody wants to make the first move. Nobody wants to look stupid. So we all just end up alone. I am so tired of this war between men and women, especially black men and women, when we all just want the same thing. We all just want love. I get it. I totally get it. I have nights where I cry because I'm like, yo, I know I'm not doing that wrong. I know I'm a great catch, but why is it so difficult?
She went out her way to make sure that the child was inspired to be able to choose to walk away, making his own decision and ignoring child's father's advice by relinquishing her responsibility that she clearly didn't want. Again, she admitted in court that she couldn't force the boys to do anything. She had so much pride that, hey, even though the father is taking on responsibility, I don't want to appear as if I'm a deadbeat mom. I'm respecting of that. I respect that, but you're going to stand on business, and I would advise that for any other spiritual CEO. She expected that I was going to be chasing down my son. For some fathers, this may make sense, but I advise you to take note on what is written.
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest. Ecclesiastes chapter 33, verse 19.
Before I accepted that I had to purge any feelings that I had for that chapter in my life, I really did try to be amicable with SM1. After seeing the level that she would go to be seen as a strong black female, doing it on her own, I understood that in no way could I combat the clout SM1 was expecting to get from playing this role. I don't know what's going on because SM1, she loved withholding things. So if it's working out for him, I give him 2 thumbs up. I will also stay out of the way so she can receive all the accolades for this accomplishment, because what other reason was it to push a father who was so involved in not 1 but 3 sons' upbringing?
My homeboy got 2 kids, been doing everything right by them from what I've seen since they was born, a boy and a girl. Everything was going good until she found out he was living with another girl and moved on from her.
Of course.
All hell broke loose, bro. Went from being able to get the kids anytime he wanted to now he hasn't seen them physically since last year. He trying to fight for custody and all that, and I guess it's not going well because he called me and just let loose on what's been going on since December. Bro looks so defeated.
He doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? He doing exactly what he's taking to court and all that. Now you gotta understand, Ali, bro, he dealing with a lot because obviously he loves kids. He want to be there. That's a lot of pressure on a man that want to be around his kids but can't see them.
If a spiritual CEO has to deal with this, I advise you to welcome your seed back with boundaries set up, but ensure that the mother goes through the process to get a lawful order that corrects all the untruths placed in the one that gave a false account on who you are. I look at it as that's a spiritual contract. She's gonna live on it. That's part of the rules of being reborn again. For it's written,
until they confess all their lies they said against you to gain favor, they'll never know peace. Isaiah chapter 48, verse 22.
So some might feel that it's petty or this is for revenge. This is the way you establish order. It's a way that you can test the fruit of who you're dealing with. Because hey, she's changed, why would she want to keep an order that states something untrue? Or even if it wasn't a lie, let's say what's in the final order that she received that gave her that power isn't a lie. Why would she want to keep it and not put out there that, hey, I can't raise my children and I'm giving the responsibility to the father now? Because, hey, that's, you know, that's one of the steps of admitting that you have a problem.
It's a lot. Women are always going, we'll just go to court. Take her to court. Take her to court. Easier said than done, ladies, first of all. And second of all, you want to talk about court? Let's talk about court, ladies. Let's talk about it, okay? This is 9 years. 9 years, okay, of court. Baby mama is an alcoholic. She commits fraud. She commits tax evasion, state government assistance fraud. She has called her daughter when she was 18 months old and put it on Facebook. We have multiple screenshots of injuries, multiple photos of sunburns, multiple videos where mom commits parental alienation, multiple videos of mom just in general being a piece of shit. But do you think any of this evidence against her mattered? No. So when you guys sit there and say, just take her to court, just take her to court, you guys have no idea what fathers will do in order to protect their children. You guys think all men are deadbeat.
You can go pick up the child and find out that there's a warrant out for your arrest because your child has been reported as being abducted. If you're in a situation like this, you already see that a woman is willing to make false claims. So you can be in your emotions and get caught up even further, or you can make them stand on business. As for Tank, stand on your decision as well. If he realized after the fact that he was wrong in the decision that he made, the choice that he made, he must accept that he was just a pawn in an attempt to hurt the father. He gotta forgive himself and those around him, because being mad at anybody else for influencing him and acting on that anger in a negative way to try to bring harm to someone else is only delaying his healing. I hear similar father stories, and I hear people say, well, it's just a child, and correcting him constantly was just way too much. But it is written,
For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as the Father, the Son, in whom he delights. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof of fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared upon her. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 12 through 15.
It's no winning in seeking validation from this world. You work hard to provide the dream society promotes, they'll say that you're never around. Happen?
No. Do what you've been doing. Man, that looks amazing, yo. Good job, Tank the Banker. Come on, do the V like I showed you. Do the V.
Sex in my house like a nest, cause it is gonna fetch about to forgot, so I know I'm protected. Only ways up, only I'm headed. Only ways up, only I'm headed. Heard it so much in my brain is embedded. Me and you, we gon' go get it. We stand and talk, we ain't stand like a minute. Like piano, we got our heads in position. We can pick you apart like we doing the vision. We got ours ready cause we was selling the bitch. We doing so much like the beat, we be shifting. Magical, like abracadabra and abracadabra. Turn a big man like I'm saying shit Zen. When we gon' boom, 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 gon' complain. Link through the arm just like the hitman. Pause on my tongue, words manifesting. Speak, life is so blessed.
I was told that I was extreme. Stay tuned for the third-party video where I show where CPS rep claimed that it's because I was so active with my sons, and SM1 was not at all. It was my fault that the children was acting up.
By a mix of emotion, got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world.
Remember what I said?
told you, don't do it like that because you hurt yourself. Yeah. Let's go. Come on.
I was blown away by that. I took to heart to ensure that my son was going to be the best that they could be. But if Tank thought that it was time for him to leave the coop, I have to honor that, especially after his mom was in court fighting to the death to ensure that he was able to do so, attempting to put me in a financial ruin by requesting that I pay for her lawyer and the child support, and having everyone gang up against me to make it seem as if I was who she actually was. I hope the best for all those that are involved. I follow the order given as far as the financials because allegedly this is all that SM1 cared for, and I continue living my life. Also, keep in mind for the child in Tank's situation, when you do allow him to return, you gotta take note that he's an unclean spirit. For it is written,
when an impure spirit comes out of a person, it goes through the places and seeks rest and does not find it. Then it says, I'll return to the house I left. And when it arrives, it finds the house unoccupied, swept clean and put in order. Then it goes and takes with it 7 other spirits more wicked than itself. And they go in and live it there. And the final condition of the person is worse than the first. That is how it will be with this wicked generation. Matthew chapter 12, verse 43 through 45.
Those 7 worst spirits, just for a reference, think of the 7 deadly sins. In the absence of a father who was attempting to ensure that the child stayed under the covering of the Most High, he went into the wilderness with the parent that was allowing him to indulge within all the sins of his flesh. If he was to return like the prodigal son, he has those other spirits that he picked up along the way. One must consider if they really want that around them. I say be wise, test all spirits, ensure that he's healed from that. Don't get in your emotions like that prodigal son story. It didn't go into full detail what happened afterwards. It just said that father celebrated it, but we still got to remember the Bible as a whole. Like, hey, test every spirit daily. And if your son is showing things, don't tie yourself to a situation where it's going to take. You got to be ready to cut it off. To conclude, for it is written,
chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for him crying. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18.
Today I went over how I was dealing with parental alienation with a child who had the right to choose which parent he preferred. I then gave the perspective of how I felt when handling this, and I finished off with how one can assist all find peace when it's all said and done. In closing, if you want another man of a different background making suggestions on how you should father your child and be forced by following women who believe that giving that power to a child who hasn't experienced anything is the smart idea, and they show signs of trying to stick it to the patriarch, and you're accepting of that just so you can raise a child according to their will, if you consider that blessed, hey, by all means, enjoy that. But that's not what a spiritual CEO is here to do. Do your due diligence when finding the right woman is necessary. Fruit must be studied to ensure that the person you are joining forces with isn't willing to sabotage your foundation, and your control must never be compromised. It's a lot of work, yes, but taking on a responsibility that you're going to be judged for. And if you make these decisions and you are willing to just let it go however, then by all means, you have to stand on that. I say this to say that we all have the right to stay and fight for our children against a system ruled by greed and has no official understanding of procedures for an outsider to look at and move accordingly, where the decisions is left up to a person's discretion and people are paid to lie. Even if you, as the outsider, is found doing so, lying, perjuring, you're going to get in trouble and be punished. For those who think the Most High would have an issue with one choosing to not fight, hopefully this presentation assisted in understanding his will a little more clearer. I want to thank you for making it to the end with me.
This is Peace Beyond Understanding, a macro spirit.
And I hope you have gotten clarity and guidance for your walk. If you like this, find it valuable, let me know in the comments below. Share it with others that you believe may benefit from this. And if you would like to support, the links and information on how you can donate in the description below. Until next time.
Put the Most High first. Know your value. Stay humble. And never forget. It's all spiritual.
Oh, I'm not that tight. Thank you, Lord, for the limits. All the tests is gonna night. Probably pick a fight, a hook and neck. Cuz say goodnight. Not saying that I might. On the really don't excite me. Let me get it right. That part of me is now dead. Forgiving all the be forgiven. Besides a grudge won't give me bread. But that said, I'm on my grind and it's not that hard to find. It's time to lay it down. Beside what's open after 9.
Time to let dummy sounds open after 9. It's time to let dummy sounds open after 9. It's time to let dummy sounds open after 9. Cause something like professional, just something like professional.
Peace beyond understanding. Thanks for watching.
Hit like and share.
You take nothing for granted. Every moment on the planet. Don't like you when you're doing great when they can't stand it. Stand alone, that is the challenge. Can you be the last to stand?
What's coming up there? Careful, man. I'm telling you to hit me.
Like Mario, stick to the G code. YOLO, this reality. You a f***ing simp, and that's the reason that you mad at me. You waited on a hand and put you hungry and you down to cook.
Telling you what to do, and you still refuse to do it. How is that? Who I am? Yo, I'm telling you what to do. I'm ready to get away. Don't let me get away. Beat my. Make sure I get it up there. If I want to get hit, I get it up there. Come on, man. Train like you really fight, you know, like you. 1-4. Okay.